What is up, guys? It is Epsilon Gaming, and I am back from Florida. I was just in Florida for like 2 weeks, so I couldn't do much on YouTube, but I'm back, and now I'm tan as shit, too. So, in this video, it's gonna be how to make hoverable messages in chat, and when you could click them, and all this stuff. So, if you ever played on my server, it's basically when you hover over a message in chat, a message will pop up, or a message will, or like a whole long message will pop up, or you could click it for commands and stuff. So what I'm gonna do is show you guys how to do that. Now this is a pretty big video because not many people know how to do that, and I'm gonna make it pretty public right now. So hopefully this gets quite a bunch of views. Tell your friends about it. If you own a server, you're gonna want a plugin like this. It's useful in so many ways. I'll show you a little example of it on my faction server, just because I don't feel like logging onto prison right now and getting spammed with questions and where's JP and can you help me with this. So I'm just going to show you on faction. So I don't have too much on here with the hoverable messages, but I know I have /kit. Now when you do /kit, this will pop up. You could hover it and look what pops up. It tells you everything inside of the kit, and the cool thing is when you click it, you get the kit. So you can do it, I can do it as many times as I want, but when you first join, it'll have cooldowns on the kit and whatnot. Now, I'm not too sure what else I have on here with the hoverable messages. I know I have a death message, which pops up with what he killed him with, but let me see. I think in the auction I have something. So let me go over here and click the mystery box and see. This is a pretty cool plugin. I also made this. Everything on here I pretty much made. I have the basic stuff and combat tag, which I probably could have made, but I didn't feel like making it. Since there's an API, I'm going to edit it a bit. So we got a super hoe, which is actually pretty strong, and it's an epic. So let's do /gm0 /awk/awk/awkhand 1000 or 10,000. Now auction starting for a stone hoe. We got the super hoe there. With you hover it and tells you what it is, and then you awk info. I also made this plugin, which I think is pretty cool because it's in real time. And say someone bid, the price would go up. You can click it to bid, but you can't bid on your own auction. So basically, if you really want it, you're just gonna have to keep clicking the shit out of it. And when the time remaining gets low, that would be pretty cool. You could also do /bid, but you cannot bid on your own auction. That was just a little preview of the faction server. The tab list is ugly because I didn't really edit it that much. I was just messing around with it. We got moving signs. I'll give you guys a whole tour of factions some other time. So let me get started on showing you how to do the basics, or how to use hoverable messages. Let's get started. So what you're going to do is open Eclipse, make a new Java project, name the Java project, I'm going to name it YouTube / or YouTube, whatever that is, hoverable messages, and then hit next. Libraries, add external jars. Hopefully my Eclipse doesn't crash again and again during this, because I've been having some problems with it, but we'll see what happens. So let's import Spigot and continue. I usually don't do this in the videos, but it's been a while, so I'm just gonna recap you guys. So let's make a new package, me.jpriani13.hoverMessages, and then let's make a new class main. So it extends Java plugin and import that and save that for now. So I actually didn't make the files which send the hoverable messages, but I did edit them a bit. So a huge shout out to Mkremins fanciful messages. They're basically what I use, but not many people know how to use them or know about them. So, and the ones I downloaded did not work for me, so I did have to edit them a bit. But I'm still giving him all the credit for them because he really helped me out there. So what you're going to want to do is I'm going to have a download for them in the description, but I'm not going to type them all right now because usually I just copy and paste them. So inside of here are the files. Like, I didn't make this, I'm not even going to take credit for it, but I did edit it a bit to make it work for 1.8.3. I don't know if a new version came out that works for 1.8.3, but I mean, it's pretty goes. I'm not really too sure how to do all this, so you'd shout out to him. So what you're gonna want to do, or what I'm gonna do, is copy these two, copy, and then paste it into my src. And now that those are pasted into the src, we can access them from any class. So let's just get started and do this. So public void on enable. We don't really need anything on there yet. So what do you guys want to do? I think we're just going to do a few events which will send the message, and you can do whatever you you can do whatever you want with them later on. So let's just do public @event handler. We could make a command with them, but once you know how to do it, it's pretty straightforward. So maybe I'll do that later. We'll see what happens. @event handler, so it's public void. Let's just say, what event should we do? Let's do when a player dies. Public void on death. Player death event E. So now that I have that, so let's get the player that died. So player P equals E dot get player. E dot get entity dot get player, and import that. Should work. Yep. So now we have the player. We'd only need that just so we have the information, like the player name, health, whatever. So now we have to import Mkremins dot fanciful. And now this is what we need to make the fancy message. Now there's two ways you can do it. I'll show you both in two different events. So let's do new fancy message, and then open that, or open a parenthesis, and this will be the first message. So let's just do, what should we do? Let's see. We'll do p.getName, and that'll be the first part of the message. And we'll actually make p.getName the hoverable part. So p.getName.color, let's make it red. Chat color dot red. Import that. And then let's do dot tooltip. Now, what you can do is if you just want to do one tooltip, you could just type it right in here. But say you want tooltips like my /kit, where it has all of that, all those lines, you're gonna have to make an item meta and then set an item tooltip to the message. So it'll take the lore of the item you define and make it the tooltip. So maybe a player death event wasn't the best idea to do, but we're just going to do it anyway, and I'll do another event in a little bit. This one's just going to be, what should I make it do when you hover the player message? Tooltip. And then we'll make the tooltip, I'm not actually too sure what you should make the tooltip. Let's just make it p.get. Let's see. P.get. I guess we could just do p.get experience. Actually, I'm not even gonna make this p.get name. I'm gonna make it a player has died. And then when we hover it, it's going to be p.get name. Just to make it pretty simple. Now, we can make it when you click it by doing /command. So that's the command that'll run when you click it, or /suggest. So just showing you guys /suggest, we do /spawn. So when they click it, it'll actually make them type /spawn. But it won't it won't execute it. It'll just look like that. So that's just an example. Now we could also make more lines. So if you want to make another fancy message, it'll be a line under it. But if you want to continue this and actually make it 2 parts, let's just do then. And now this will be the next part of the same line. So then, player has died. A death event definitely was not the best idea to do, but it's alright. A player has died /spawn. Then he lived a good life. Whatever. .color. Chat color .gray tooltip chat color aqua plus this is just a test because I don't feel like thinking what to write anymore. And now you could either send it by doing .send to one person, which would be the player that died, or if you want to send it to the whole server, you have to go up here for players, for player online, and then a semicolon, Bukkit get players, Bukkit get online players, and that'll return a collection. And 4 basically means any player in this online or this collection, it'll do it individually for the player online. So say you made it online.getName, it'll come up differently for every single player online with their own name or their own information. So now let's send this to every player online and do .send online. Oh fuck, online. And that is it for the player death event. So now I'm going to show you another event, but let's see, at event handler, and I'll show you the other way to send it and how to make multi-line. So event handler, public void, what event should we do? Test. We could do let's see. Player interact event, I guess. Maybe not. Let's see. This is difficult. I guess we'll just do a command. So public void on command cmd command sender sender, then okay, and sender. I actually completely forgot how to do this. I haven't coded in like 2 weeks. Let me see real quick. Let's just copy this, because you guys should know how to do that still. I'm just a little noob right now. And it's public boolean. I'm out of it today. So it's highlighted because we need to return. So return false. And someone just donated $25 to my server, so which is pretty cool. So there, if you go in prison right now, there's an automatic drop party running for a few minutes. So let's make it if cmd get name dot equals, let's just set a hover message. And now we're only going to make this if the player sends it, because we're going to have all the information. Hover message. So if sender instance of player, if sender not instance of player, let's just return that false. Alright, so now what we have to do is if a player types /hover message, we're just going to make a message pop up with all his information. So a new way to do this is fancy message, and then the name of the fancy message, we could just name it player info equals new fancy message, and that's it. So now instead of typing .then, we could access this from a later time. So we could just do player info .then, and it could be player p equals player sender. Okay, so then it could be information about player, so we could just make that a default, so it could be information info about player, and then we could do .color up here. Color could be chat color .gray, and then we can make it. Then see how we did player info .then instead of just .then? That means we could access it from later. We just have to end it with this, with a semicolon. So then we could get the player name, so it could be p.getName and chat color chat color.aqua. And then what we're gonna have to do is make an item tooltip or a item made up about the player. So we gotta make an item, then an item made up. So it is item stack player info, and I guess just player, since that's player info. That can't be player. Item stack p info equals new item stack material dot stick. You can make it anything you want. I like to do stick just because I'm used to it. And Bukkit, and import all those. So I don't know why it's giving me an error. My Eclipse is just being a bit buggy. So we need to do item meta p info meta equals p info dot get item meta. Now this is going to be the name of the thing, or the name of the hover, which is right now starter. You can see it's a little more spaced out and all the way up top. So when we set the name, that's what it's going to be, and then the lore is going to be everything under it. So let me import this, which usually crashes my Eclipse, so we're going to hope it doesn't. And look at that, my Eclipse freaking crashed. I'm not going to end the video though, because, or pause it, I'm just going to reset this real quick. Eclipse sucks, crashed. For some reason, item meta always crashes my Eclipse. This is going to be a pretty long video, but everyone wants to know how to do this, so here we go. Let's close all these. And what did I name this? I named it YouTube Hoverable Messages, I believe. Yes, I did. And then item meta, which we have to import. Hopefully it doesn't crash again. There we go. So then it's going to be p-info meta dot set name, set display name, which can be chat color dot whatever you want, green, plus p dot get name. So that'll be the top of the thing. Now we need to make lore. So you can also define all this in a config, which I'm not going to do since I already taught you how to do that. So list string equals list string p info lore equals new array list string. Now this is a list that you are going to define all of the lores in. For some reason it's not importing. There we go. Import the util, not the other one. And that should be working. So now this is going to be everything under the player name when you hover it. So let's do p-info lore dot add, and then it's going to be, since we already have his name, let's do chat color dot gray plus health plus chat color dot red plus p dot get health. And then we're going to have to do string dot value of. So instead of it saying it is a double, which is a number, it'll come up as a string, so we can broadcast it. So I'll just do health p-info lore dot add chat color dot gray plus, what should we do? Game mode, I guess. You could do balance, anything you want, but this is going to be a pretty basic tutorial. So string dot value of p dot get game mode. Actually, fuck, crashed again. And let's go back to it. Also, guys, I don't know when Faction is going to be open, but I have off this whole week, so I'm going to be working on it. If you guys want to donate and help the Faction server out, I'm going to make an early package where you can donate and get extra perks for factions and more stuff than what you actually paid for, just as like an early bird special. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. We don't need string value of game mode, and then we got to set the lore to the item meta and then the item stack to the lore, or if that made sense. I don't think I said that right. So let's do p-info meta dot set lore p-info lore, and then p-info dot set item meta p-info meta. And now what we're going to want to do here is make it dot item tooltip p-info. So basically we're just getting everything we defined here and setting it as the tooltip. And info about player, and that's all we really have to do. So let's make it send to everyone else. So for player online colon Bukkit dot get online players, and then player info dot send online. And there we go for that. We don't really need any permissions since it's just a test. So let's register the events on the on enable public void, not fucking public void, Bukkit dot get server dot get plugin manager dot register events this comma this, Why is that giving me an error? Because I need to make this implements a listener and import listener, which is giving me another error. Import listener, and that should be good. So no errors on here. So let's make our plugin.yml and test this bad boy out. Plugin.yml. I'm just gonna take it from over here. That's the config, plugin.yml. HoverMessages me.jpranny13.hoverMessages.main custom HoverMessage plugin, and then commands HoverMessage, I believe it is. And we could do description, but I'm not going to because we know what it does and don't need to. So let's export this and test it out. Next. HoverMessage. Okay. So let's put it on my YouTube server. Start it up. Hopefully there's no errors, but I don't think there will be. And let's test it out. Let's just wait for this to start up and see what happens. And I saw an error. Hopefully that's not for me. Alright, good, it's not. Localhost. And let's just move all the way down there. Yeah, I was playing with a different plugin before. So ignore that. So let's do /HoverMessage. And info about player jpranny13. jpranny13 health, game mode, survival, and then let me just kill myself real quick and see if that works. I'm tired. Has to be a faster way to kill myself. A player died. jpranny13. He lived a good life. This is just a test. You click this /spawn. Nothing happens if you click that. So it worked. I know people are waiting for this video, and here it is. If you guys want anything else, or I want you to want anything else, so please comment your ideas, and I'll get those videos out as soon as possible. Thank you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.